and Taro Edune, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Solo ReacTalk. Today I'm going to be reacting to Starcraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Yes, we are done with the prologue campaign made by Alert to Havoc. Now we are heading off, or Red Alert to Havoc. Now we are heading off to the main storyline, gameplay. All cinematics and cutscenes and edited gameplay by Xletalis. Before I watch the gameplay for I think this would be a restart, so let's say part 1. Before I watch that, there is a cinematic that I was told I should watch. It's called Reclamation. Yes, StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void Reclamation. After that, then we continue on with the main storyline of Legacy of the Void. So, let's start. 3, 2, 1, go.
I wish to be alone, Caldalis.
Your warriors question your whereabouts.
We are an ancient people. There are few of us left. And tomorrow, I send so many to die.
If you doubt our capabilities...
I do not doubt them, old friend. I doubt my own motives. And if I doubt, so will they.
What cause could be more noble than reclaiming our home?
Aiur is our past, but is it our future?
Aiur is our heritage.
The Aeon of Strife is also our heritage. We do not cling to it or want its return. We acted no better than animals, and nearly drowned Aiur in our own blood.
But from that conflict, the Great Khas opened our minds. He brought us the glory of the Kala. And our every emotion, our every thought became as one. With the Kala, we found unity. We rose from our failings. We made Aiur a beacon of progress in the galaxy. The envy of the stars.
But in the glory of the Kala's light, so sure of our righteous destiny, we once again turned on our brothers.
You speak of the Dark Templar.
Yes. They chose to reject all that we are, and sever themselves from the Kala. We branded them heretics, tried to destroy them. We had forsaken our unity, and like the Aeon of Strife, that division made us weak. We were punished by fate for that weakness. Because of our certainty, Aiur fell to the Zerg.
I watched our home burn, our honor lost.
Countless lives lost. There will be more bloodshed in this invasion. More friends fallen. Because we cling to an ideal that may have passed.
I refuse to accept that. Do you not see the symmetry in this moment? Driving the Dark Templar away was a sin. But today, because you have united us, we fight together. The lives lost tomorrow will be the price of our future.
An easy sentiment from one who is not sending them to die!
From one who is being sent to die. I will be among the first to spill Zerg blood. I am a Kundelar, the tip of the spear.
Kundelar. Few will survive the first wave. Why?
Because I know of no higher honor. I volunteered for a chance to give my life for our home. To make a world for all Protoss once more. You made me believe in that.
A world for all Protoss once more. It will be because of warriors like you.
Come back, Artanis. Lead us home.
Kaldalis.
My life for Aiur.
My life for Aiur.
Wow, guys, that was Reclamation. Wow, Artanis is huge, or maybe it's the clothing he's wearing. I don't know, but he looks amazing. He looks amazing. Yeah, I think we just got the backstory about, you know, how the Protoss came to be. You know, there's what the strife that they had, the Aeon strife, a civil war, and a priest or someone of power, you know, called the Kas, was the one who created the color and who guided his people into accepting the color and becoming one with thoughts, with mind, with everything, you know. And that brought peace to them. And from that peace, a new empire was built. And Aiur was beautiful. Aiur was really beautiful. That was amazing. That city, the people, the gates, the stargates that we saw floating, those must have been like the biggest stargates during that time when Aiur was, you know, still flourishing in its golden age. And then I don't know who was the general talking to Artanis. I'm not sure. I can't remember his name right now, but I think I've seen him in one of the cinematics for Legacy of the Void. Yeah, I think I remember seeing him in one of those cinematics, but he was talking about, you know, the Black Templars and you know, how they severed their connection to the color because they wanted their own individuality. They don't want to be part of this consciousness, you know, this mass consciousness. They want to be themselves. And you know, they were discussing about, you know, we repeated the same mistakes against the Black Templars when we almost fought against them, like during the times of the strife, the Aeon strife. And you know, Artanis was contemplating whether should we really go back to Aiur and try to take it over. You know, this is our past. We don't have to go back to our past. You could create a new future on a new planet, a new beginning. But you know, this general was reminding him that this is our legacy, this is our heritage. We can't just turn our backs on it. We have to take it back. And you know, the last words they were saying to each other, for Aiur, you know. And then Artanis also said for Aiur. And what I like also, right, is when Artanis was, you know, saying that I have doubt in me, that am I really doing this because I want to do it, or am I doing it just because purely for glory and all that, you know, bravado kind of stuff. And then he was looking at the stars. At first I was like, okay, who are you talking to? Because there's no one there, there's only stars there. But later on, towards the end of the cinematic, you'd see there was a lot of ships, like an entire fleet, an invasion fleet getting ready. So yeah, it was definitely it was amazing. It was beautiful. And I don't know if the color has like a long range link to everybody. Like, would they be able to sense his thoughts, like when he was on the moon contemplating and they were in their ships? Could they sense his doubts? Could they sense his feelings about questioning about invading Aiur and losing his friends, losing family members, losing civilians that, they don't have a lot of people left. There's only a few Protoss left in the galaxy. So I'm wondering, could they feel his thoughts at that very moment? And, when he was having this discussion with this general, he further galvanized him and, reminded him why we exist, why we're here, and what we need to do. And then, the last sentence for Aiur, and also Artanis said the same thing, and they both left the moon. And yeah, that was beautiful. That was really, really beautiful. And I think I can trust Artanis a bit more. I don't know anything about him, but after the cinematic, I'm quite impressed. Okay, let's continue with all cinematics, cutscenes, and edited gameplay by Exletalis. This will be part 1. Let's start. 3, 2, 1, go.
For nearly 300 years, humans thought they were alone in the Caprulu sector. They were wrong. The Zerg emerged, seeking to consume all in their path, and before long, the Protoss, a highly advanced alien race, began wiping out infested worlds, burning Zerg and Terran alike. A three-way war, unlike anything humanity had ever faced, erupted almost overnight. All the while, a human civil war raged. Marshal Jim Raynor vowed to oppose the corrupt dictator Arcturus Minsk for the betrayal of the woman he loved, Sarah Kerrigan.
Boys, how about that evac?
Damn you, Arcturus. Don't do this.
This is like a recap, isn't it? Just to refreshen our minds. Well, my mind. You guys are already experts, but for me, this is also like a refreshing course. Yeah.
It's done. Helmsman, signal the fleet and take us out of orbit. Now.
Kerrigan, a loyal operative, was left to die at the hands of the Zerg. But the Zerg had other plans. They transformed her and unleashed her psionic power upon the Caprulu sector, searching for their real objective, the Protoss homeworld of Aiur. The Protoss were unaware of this danger and slow to respond. Their rulers, the Conclave, had dispatched Executor Artanis to hunt for Tassadar, a commander who had refused to wipe out infested Terran worlds. They crossed paths with a Dark Templar mystic, whose kind was considered heretics by the Conclave. Through great effort, Zeratul convinced Tassadar and Artanis that he was not their enemy. Together they rallied more Protoss from both factions against the Zerg. Despite the Conclave's fury, they achieved significant victories against the Swarm. But when Zeratul struck down one of the Overmind's Cerebrates, his own mind was left vulnerable. From his thoughts, the Overmind gleaned Aiur's true location, and the Swarm descended upon the Protoss homeworld with all their might and fury. It was Tassadar who kept the Templar from extinction that day. Using the power of both the Templar and the Dark Templar, he sacrificed himself to kill the Overmind. Aiur was lost, but Artanis led the survivors to the Dark Templar's homeworld of Shakuras. Old prejudices were set aside. The Templar were now in the Dark Templar's debt. Without the Overmind, the Swarm fractured. Kerrigan sought control of all the Zerg, even enlisting the aid of old friends and enemies like Raynor, Minsk, and Zeratul. Once her rule was uncontested, the Queen of Blades betrayed them all. Billions of humans and Protoss were killed. The Zerg stood unchallenged, but to the relief of all, the war seemed to end there. Zeratul suspected the Zerg had fallen under the control of dark forces. He uncovered prophecies stating that an ancient entity, Amon, was attempting to merge Protoss and Zerg lifeforms into an unholy hybrid, and that this evil might already have control of Kerrigan and her power. It was during this time that Executor Artanis, hailed as a hero, was made leader of both the Templar and the Dark Templar. As Hierarch, Artanis united both factions, and promised to one day reclaim the glory they had lost on Aiur. Raynor had vowed to see Kerrigan dead, but his retaliatory strike failed. Even his rebellion against Manx's tyranny proved ineffective against the Dominion's propaganda machine. But with the arrival of old friends and mysterious new allies, Raynor revived his campaign against the Dominion, scoring major victories on multiple fronts. But Zeratul warned him about the encroaching darkness, and said the key to stopping Amon was the Queen of Blades. She was needed alive. In a daring raid on the Zerg homeworld of Char, armies from the Dominion and Raynor, with help from Arcturus' son Valerian, used an ancient Zelnaga artifact to neutralize Kerrigan's power and free her from Amon's grasp. The Queen of Blades was helpless. The Dominion wanted her dead. Raynor couldn't allow it.
It's okay. I got you.
Valerian Minsk offered them sanctuary, but his father could not let this opportunity pass. During the raid, Kerrigan and Raynor were separated. Kerrigan escaped, while Raynor...
He was briefly interrogated and summarily executed.
Kerrigan sought vengeance. She set out to reclaim her position as Queen of Blades. With Zeratul's guidance, Kerrigan gathered the Zerg broods and ruled the swarm once again. Only this time, free.
The killing will never stop. Until Minsk is dead.
Kerrigan began dismantling the Dominion's military, one mission at a time. To her surprise, she learned that Raynor was still alive. She charted a course to Korhal, Minx's stronghold. Despite encountering his best troops and traps, she personally ended his life. But there was little time to celebrate. Amon's plans were still unfolding. Kerrigan left Raynor to rebuild, while she hunted her true enemy. Raynor and Valerian Minx set about reforming the Dominion, with a just government.
Don't you mean Matt? Raynor doesn't have anything to do with rebuilding. He even said it himself. He's like a warrior. You know, he doesn't really know about nation building like how Matt and Valerian Minsk are gonna be doing. So I don't know. I don't know about that part. or maybe I'm not really giving him enough credit, you know, as someone who would actually be a nation builder. Yeah, I don't know.
With the Zerg and Terrans quelled, Hierarch Artanis saw an opportunity. He declared that the unified Protoss, Templar and Dark Templar alike, would retake Aiur. Any dissenting voices went unheard amid the hope for reclamation. Zeratul set off alone, searching for the truth, hoping against hope that the Hierarch was not making a terrible mistake.
And you know what I've also realized after watching Reclamation is that these guys were talking in space without spacesuits. Artanis and that general were on the moon with no spacesuits. You know, I know they can speak to each other telepathically, right? But no spacesuits at all. They're just wearing the normal armor and that's it. Must be nice. Protoss. So they just... Wow, must be the shields then. Yeah, it must be the shields protecting them. But that must be so cool. You know, we always... Or should I say I imagine space as being a very hostile and dangerous place, you know, where you need to have protection over protection, keeping your vessel or your station protected from the UV rays from the sun, or background radiation from the universe, or micrometeorites, you know, anything, even the extreme temperature between hot and cold in space. But with these guys, the way they're so advanced, literally space is just another environment where, you know, they can just be as they are freely without any notion of having protection under protection to keep them alive. I mean, just look at this. They're just standing there on that platform and just being who they are, Protoss. Okay, sorry guys, I'm sidetracking.
At long last, we stand at the threshold of destiny. For today, we will restore the glory of our legacy. Today, we will retake what we have lost and reclaim our homeworld. And may the Kala's light guide us.
The invasion fleet stands ready. We await only your command, Hierarch.
You must halt this invasion at once.
Zeratul?
Templar! Arrest this traitor!
No! We will hear him out.
The end war has come. Amon, the Dark One, has returned.
This heretic cannot be trusted.
This invasion is a distraction from the true battle ahead. Amon's fury will engulf the entire galaxy.
Do not forget that it was his interference that brought ruin to Aiur.
And that burden weighs heavily upon me. Artanis, I have found a way to stand against the coming darkness. You must believe me.
We have been through much together, Zeratul. But far too many have sacrificed, in the hopes that this moment would come to pass. Executor, commence the invasion!
Oh, that was so cool. It's like I'm watching a movie, guys. Oh, wait, just wait. Okay, let's continue.
The Reclamation of Aiur is underway. We are preparing to see to the warp network at Coruscant now.
Well done, Selendis. Once the warp conduits are free of infestation, our forces will strike as one across the surface of Aiur.
The Templar await your command, Hierarch.
Warriors, Aiur awaits you. March forth and take it!
I have diverted some Colossi to join your forces. Use them well, Artanis.
Okay, wait a minute. I think maybe Exotalis is moving too fast. I mean, you know, whenever we start a mission, we have our bases of operation, and then we produce the units. But, or maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's those forces that we saw in the cinematic who were teleporting down to the planet. Maybe these are the forces. Okay. Alright. Yeah, maybe.
There is a Zerg hive cluster near your warriors. If possible, we should destroy it.
Let us return our focus to reclaiming the warp conduit.
You know, in Wings of Liberty, Aiur was dark. You know, it looked morbid and it looked like just a dark shadow or shroud was hanging over the planet. But here, it looks like the sunlight has just shone on the planet, and there's green plants, and of course there's the creep on the floor, the Zerg creep, but still, it looks very bright. So yeah, it's a bit different from Wings of Liberty. Wings of Liberty, the way they depicted Aiur, was very different from what we're seeing here.
Solendis, the conduit is ours. Warp down reinforcements.
As you command.
2 warp conduits remain in the grip of the Zerg. Ready yourselves, brethren. We move for victory.
I'm not sure what type of vessel that was that looked like it was gliding in and almost looked like it was about to crash onto the planet, but wow. I think that was a mothership, but I didn't know they could move that fast. Shh.
Artemis, there are more hives in the surrounding area. Destroying them would deal the Zerg a crippling blow.
A hive. Warriors, annihilate it.
We strike as one! Hierarch, we thank you for your aid. Allow us to join you in battle.
This hive cluster has fallen. Continue on, brothers.
May the Kala guide our blades!
The second warp conduit is activating now.
Psi Matrix signal confirmed. Reinforcements warping in at your location.
Another hive lies in ruins. Only one remains, my warriors.
Artemis, this brood is coordinated. Their actions are intelligent, beyond feral Zerg.
You speak truly, Zeratul. An unseen hand moves them. We must be on guard.
Okay, either this is Amon's doing, you know, maybe one of the brood mothers have been transformed into a far more intelligent version by Amon, or it's the Queen of Blades during Heart of the Swarm, who was, you know, also making the brood mothers more independent thinkers and more intelligent in the way they conduct their battles. So probably it's either the Queen of Blades intervention or it's Amon's intervention. But I guess we'll find out soon enough.
The final hive has fallen. Let this be the first victory of many. Aiur will be restored. The final conduit lies before us. Show the Zerg no mercy.
Firstborn, your fate is sealed. Impossible. Hybrid on Aiur. It's they who have been leading the Zerg. This is the end of your race.
I am the voice of the Eclipse.
The warp conduits have been secured. Our starfighters are moving to take this fight across the surface.
Take command of the invasion, Executor. Zeratul, you and I must discuss this most recent turn of events further.
Yes, this is the Aiur I know. You know, cloudy, dark, morbid looking. Yeah, this is the Aiur I know. Not that sunshine and looking like a beach resort kind of place. No.
end war you warned of has begun. Tell me, old friend, what is it you have learned?
I have witnessed the end of all things. Horrific legions of hybrid, raising world upon world. In the darkness, lording over them, a shadowy form. Amon.
Yet, you spoke of a way to stand against him.
This vision was a benevolent one, as if an ancient voice called out from beyond. The keystone shall usher you unto hope.
Keystone?
I saw a burst of light revealing the Zelnaga artifact on the Terran world of Korhal. It is the keystone of this vision. The prophecies speak of Zelnaga standing against Amon in the end times. I believe this keystone will guide us to them.
I have always trusted you, Zeratul, but the burdens of leadership demanded much of me. There are times I am uncertain whether I was truly ready for such weight.
Your doubt is unfounded, young Artanis. You must embrace what you have become, if you are to be the leader we now need.
You will go to James Raynor on Korhal and receive this keystone. I will marshal our forces for the war ahead. When you return, the Templar will be ready. Entaro Tassadar, old friend.
Entaro Artanis, brother.
Man, Artanis is huge. Like, not only with the armor, but him himself, he just looks so tall compared to Zeratul. Wow. Yeah, the guy continues to amaze me. With his attitude, you know, his leadership style as well. He thinks deeply about his decisions and about his leadership, whether he's really leading his people the right way. And he confines his emotions and what he's going through with his friends as well. So that's a very good leader, I think, you know. Someone who's not just going to be up there with bravado and saying everything that he says is right, it's correct, doesn't listen to his advisors, doesn't listen to different options, you know, who just believes in his own knowledge. And yeah, you know, people like that will lead you to disaster as a follower of that leader. So with Artanis, really, he is impressing me as the Protoss leader. And yes, we are going back to Korhal. We're going back to Reyna. It's going to be good to see him again. Hopefully we get to see him. So yeah, let's continue.
Zeratul, you must secure the Zelnaga keystone from James Raynor. My forces will reactivate the Spear of Adun, a warship that will be invaluable in the battles ahead. May Tassadar's shadow hide you, my friend.
The Void Seeker lies in ruins. What has transpired here?
Zerg, protect the Dark Prelate.
The Zerg in this area should have been eradicated. Stalkers, hurry to the Nexus Point nearby and warn our brethren. I must investigate this further.
Mutalisks. Focus particle disruptors upon them.
Zeratul, the Templar stationed here. I can no longer sense them within the Kala.
Is that not impossible? Your kind cannot disappear from the Kala, unless your nerve cords are severed.
Then the impossible has happened. I can no longer sense Artanis. There is only a void in the Kala where he should be.
The shadow moves against us, Executor. Artanis is in grave peril.
You must raise an army and find him. My Phase Smith Karax will help you re-establish this Nexus Point. Zeratul, Save Artanis.
Dark Prelate Zeratul. I am Karax of the Kalai caste.
Friend Karax, we must establish this nexus as quickly as possible.
Excellent. You should train additional warriors to deal with larger enemy threats.
We are one with the shadow.
Great void pylon. It should be able to summon my Nerazine brothers.
Dark Prelate, we answer your call.
The Nexus Point has been re-established. Once your warriors are ready, you should proceed with your mission, Dark Prelate.
Karax has got some stuff on his face. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's like skin that's just... Or maybe it's hair, but I don't know. It just looks weird on him there.
Tool. The Zerg are moving to attack. Rally your defenses.
Cold it is the...
My light for iron.
I am here in the shadows.
There, another void pylon.
We are at your service, Zeratul.
Zeratul, denier of the Kala. Gah!
I am the heart of...
My light for iron. These zealots have been corrupted. The hybrid must be behind this.
Yeah, I was asking myself, like, aren't you guys allies? What's going on? But yeah, Zeratul is correct. They're being controlled.
Let us move with purpose.
Veraku. I serve for now. Intriguing.
This appears to be the last void pylon in the area.
From the shadows we come. For the reckoning.
Executor Solendus, I have encountered your missing Templar, but they have been corrupted, as if possessed. Solendus.
Zeratul, I can sense your presence. The Kala is filled with rage. My mind is being consumed.
Uh-oh, that's not good. And where is Solendus?
Artanis, you must hold on. We are coming for you.
Your lies are meaningless, purposeless. I grant you salvation.
Dream on. The Dark God is here, on Aiur. He has wrested control of the Kala.
That means the Nerazim are the only ones who can now stop Aiur and maybe the rest of these Protoss who have been taken controlled over by Aiur. Yeah. Wow. Okay, this is going pear-shaped. This entire invasion is under jeopardy now. The leader is compromised. Well, he is incapacitated, let's say that. Salandis, I don't know what happened to her. Karax, I haven't heard from him either. Yeah, Zeratul and the rest of the Nerazim are the only ones who are still, you know, fighting the fight. But everybody else are going to be controlled by Aiur. That's very worrying.
The Templar have fallen. With our nerve cords severed, only we Nerazim remain unaffected. It falls to us to halt this madness, brothers. My burdens weigh heavily. We must reach young Artanis. I only pray that we are not too late.
The voices whisper of oblivion, of salvation.
Of salvation. I shall find a way. Awaiting instructions.
I can see that you can now zoom in into the battlefield. It's not just, you know, you're not just viewing the game at a far distance. Or maybe you could always do that but Exletalis never did that. Also, Red Alert 2 Havoc never did that, you know, zooming in. So yeah.
Fury and rage.
We are one. Stay tight. I am the cold. It is the void.
You address me?
I am the heart of darkness. Very well.
I bring wisdom in times of chaos. I will fulfill my calling. I can hear his whispers. Fight, Artanis. Do not let Amon consume you. Unending hatred. He has corrupted the Kala. Your nerve cords chain you to his will. They must be removed. Protoss are mine. I will shatter this corrupt cycle. You shall not stand against me. My life for Aiur. The keystone will guide you to the Selmaga. Zeratul. Forgive me.
Guys, no. Come on. Why? Gosh, Zeratul. Zeratul, come on. Alright. Yeah. He fought till the very end. He made sure that Artanis was freed from Aemon's control, even though it meant sacrificing his life. But damn. Just like that. Okay. Is that Carax?
Smith Carax, I have been looking for you.
Artanis, praise the
Your nerve
gods.
cords, they must be removed.
It was done by the Dark Templar. I am free of the Kala's corruption. Are there others?
I have saved all that I could. Come, we must escape this world before time runs out.
Escape? How?
The Spear of Adun still rests beneath the ruins of Kor Shakal. Its generators are ancient, but a phase smith of your ability will know how to bring them online.
The Spear of Adun. I am honored to have the opportunity. This is fortune we cannot ignore.
Indeed. Come, we must go at once.
Hierarch, we are en route to the Spear of Adun. As long as its generators still function, I should be able to bring them online. Once the spear is fully activated, we must flee from this fallen world.
Okay, but what happened to the rest of the Narazim then? Where are they, the Dark Templars? Hopefully many of them made it out of this catastrophe. Those who are connected to the Kala, I don't know what we can do for you guys. Yeah. I'm just worried about those who are not under the influence of Iman. You know, we need as many of them as possible to survive this battle or this war.
The Spear of Adun lies dormant beneath the heart of the Conclave. I had hoped to raise it, to secure our victory against the Zerg. But now, it is our last hope for survival.
Artanis, why do you flee from yourself?
Salanders? Okay.
Celendis. She has fallen under Amon's control. Carax, we have to bring the Spear of Adun online.
The first power cell is activating, but the remaining 4 have been disabled by creep.
I see. We have no choice but to clear them. What of our defenses?
Unfortunately, they are without power. However, the Spear of Adun's support systems can aid us. They will allow us to deploy pylons anywhere on the battlefield. We should deploy one here as soon as possible.
Guys, they just erased Wings of Liberty characters. Salandis is now controlled by Aemon. Zeratul is dead. Like really, now we're being replaced with these new people. Look, I'm okay. Xerax looks like a cool guy. He seems like a cool guy. Artanis as well, very cool guy. But I'm still in shock, you know. Zeratul.
These photon cannons can defend our nexus points, Hierarch. They require only a pylon to function. You can warp in a pylon using the Spear of Adun. Press the Deploy Pylon button at the top of your command screen. Our cannons will now fire upon enemies within range. If they become damaged, the shield battery will restore their shielding.
These defenses will indeed be vital to our evacuation, but our first priority must be to clear the power cells of creep.
Thy bidding, Veraku. We move unseen. You require my skills. Intriguing.
You know, even if they did listen to Zeratul and not attack or invade Aiur, there was still going to be a way for Aiur to take control of the Protoss who were, you know, connected to the Kala. So, yeah. I guess, you know, Aiur had checkmate on these guys long ago. Long ago.
We are one with the shadows.
We can now transform our gateways into warp gates. This allows us to warp in warriors to any area with pylon power.
Voice of the eclipse. I am the heart of darkness.
The second power cell is active. The spear's sensor array is reacting.
Do not deny your destiny, Artanis. Your people have finally found true unity.
Sensors online. Wait, what is this? Warp prisms approaching our nexus point.
Stalkers, eliminate those warp prisms.
I am detecting unpowered warp gates nearby. Constructing a pylon next to them would restore their power, giving us an advantage. The Spear of Adune's deploy pylon ability would be ideal for this. Of course, our probes can always warp in pylons as well.
Struggle no more. Be released from your pain.
Warp gate online. We can begin warping in warriors from it immediately, Hierarch.
Shadows.
And I see most of the people who are warping in are Narazim. So I'm happy. I'm happy that, you know, there are some stalkers of the Dark Templars that are still here with us.
Is broken. Flawed. It must be reforged.
Karax, I brought another warp gate online. Prepare it for immediate use.
Every hand turns against you. Even the ground beneath your feet carries the seeds of my victory.
Aiur, no one is listening to you. Just shut up. Just shut up. Okay? Artanis is not responding to you. Just go and do whatever you want to do and just leave us alone to focus on this mission. Shut up.
Thy bidding.
Just Nidus worms. Warriors, strike them down. We are not defeated yet. Embrace the glory
Let our enemy know our fury. We are one.
By light for hire.
I am the voice of the eclipse. I am the heart of darkness.
By light for hire. Cassar, de Templari.
We state thy bidding. You require. I am here in the shadows. Let our enemy know our fury. It shall be as
We embrace the glory of battle.
I am the heart of darkness.
By light for hire. We embrace the glory of battle.
I would advise caution, Hierarch. You are approaching the Zerg's hive cluster. It will be heavily defended.
Command me.
I am the heart of darkness.
We're almost finished, Hierarch. The Spear of Adune is nearly online. Only one cell remains.
Enough. The end to the cycle of infinite madness has come. Cease your struggle against the salvation I bring.
It shall be as you
transfer completed. The Spear of Adun is ready to depart.
We're all firstborn free from Amon aboard Facemate. We must flee this world if we are to survive.
As you command.
Oh, guys, yes, that's it for part 1 of Starcraft 2 Legacy of the Void gameplay, all cinematics, cutscenes, and edited gameplay by X Letalis. Oh, Zeratul. Yeah. Zeratul is gone. Cylindus has been controlled by Aiur. The entire invasion plan for Aiur has come completely undone. Aiur knew exactly what to do. I think maybe because he knows the Protoss, because, you know, they created the Protoss, the Xel'Naga created the Protoss, so he knows what to do. He knows how to control them. He knows all the buttons to press for them to be under his control. Yeah, it's just, I'm still thinking about Zeratul, you know. But hopefully Artanis can head to Kohal, get this Xel'Naga artifact, and hopefully he can also join forces with the Terrans, especially Jim Raynor, to fight against Aiur. And where is the Queen of Blades? I think we need her in this as soon as possible, because things are just going from bad to worse right now. I don't know how many Protoss are alive and that are not under the control of Aiur. How many of them are there left from this catastrophe? You know, are there still many of them on their ships in space? How many are still left on the planet that are still fighting? You know, so really, I'm just worried about the entire species as a whole. How many are left, and will they be able to continue to exist as a species, or are they just going to be a very a dying race, a very slowly dying race from now on after what's just happened? I don't know. But yeah, guys, that's it for part 1, and hopefully there's a light at the end of this tunnel, because right now I just don't see it. It's just going from bad to worse. If you like the video, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell if you want to be up to date with my latest videos, and I guess I'll see you next week, Wednesday, with part 2. Okay, bye bye.